When was the last time that you were so compelled to do something drastically different? You compressed a timeline. You made things happen. It was one of those things where it would have otherwise taken weeks, months, years, but you responded with an action or a series of actions to transform, to so-called collapse this timeline into something that only took a few days or hours, such as when you were on the verge of being chased out of a house. For those of you who have a relative that is critically ill in hospital and money must be raised for surgery. For those of you who might have come across someone that was like, that's right, maybe you've been looking around for months, years. Maybe you've been previously disappointed from a romance that went on to a marriage that didn't work out. But suddenly, someone came along and you're like, I can't pass this up. I may not be ready now, but I can't pass this person up because I'm not sure when I would come across such a person. And again, this person was most probably sent from God. This is the first time in years, decades, that all my boxes are being checked. I'm getting a whole bunch of green flags. Or like, I got this special deal on this car, 40% off. It's a distress sale. It will never be this cheap ever again. Accident-free, extended warranty, remaining units of a housing project. Maybe this housing project, you've been eyeing it for a very long time. You drive past it daily. Every time you drive past it, you're so stoked that this is the house for you. And you can picture you and your family, or if you do not have a family yet, your future family, having such a great life here. And for whatever the reason, this is one of the last remaining units, or the last remaining unit. The developer is throwing a massive discount on it because they just want to close out the project, and they're offering it for, let's say, 37% off. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get such a great location, such a great price, such great facilities. And what do? In all these instances, you find the means to make it work. Many people may have heard of this saying. Never say, I can't afford it. Say, how can I afford it? But this phrase never had much of an effect on you up till you experience one of these instances. You're like, yeah, I get it. It's cliche. But it's when one of these things happen in your life, right? The rare house, the rare car discount, the rare person, soulmate, right? Relative, someone you love needs immediate surgery and it's costly. Some way, somehow, you find the means. Like what people say, beg, borrow, or steal. But it's one word remaining. You can also manifest. To manifest is to bring into the now how you can possibly overcome the solution. At this very moment, various timelines could be occurring. There could also be a timeline of you that has already overcome this problem. There could be a timeline of you where you already own this house. There's a timeline of you that already owns this car, happily married this person, living in that house, driving that car. And guess what? Your loved one that you were able to save by raising the funds at a moment's notice is also visiting you in this house on a regular basis. How would you like that? Or there could be some other scenario that you're just so deeply stoked for. What is your why? Everything starts with a why. If the why is strong enough, you will find the means to realize it. Everyone has that kind of motivation. You just have to think of the last time. And you'd be like, you know what? I did that before. I made something very impossible happen before. Think of that moment and share it down in the comments as well, so that other people watching this video, they can kind of have an inkling and realize that they do have that superpower, all right? I talked about bringing a different timeline into the now. And what elements would you see happening if this line were to become true? And as you perceive these things, as you go out with your current challenge, your current problem, you will somehow recognize, hey, this could be a way, that could be a way. Ever come across a situation where you go to a junction, and this junction, there are various paths that you can take. But you know what? Each path has each of its benefits. They will all take you to the destination, but through a different means. Some could be longer, but who's to say that longer is going to be necessarily slower than the shorter one? We all know that highways sometimes make detours, but due to the fact that it's fast-moving traffic, it's still going to be way quicker than what is supposedly the most direct distance on the map. And in different comparison, there are different ways to climb up a mountain. I remember this episode where Matt Watson from Carwow, he loaned a Nissan GTR, and in Japan, you can only drive at 120 kilometers per hour legally. He was competing with an experienced climber who was going to get to the top of the mountain first. And obviously, the journey up the mountain was difficult due to the terrain, but the climber got there in fairly good time. So this is another instance where there is a shorter route. It could be more difficult, but it can also bring you tremendous physical development. But you know what I really meant to say in this video? I just want you to hear the right words for you to take the right massive action for something in your life that you feel a lot for. Maybe it's somewhere around now. You were presented with an opportunity. You know, you cannot pass this up. You have to act. Maybe you're like sitting around. Maybe it's been sitting on your mind for some days already, and you're still kind of procrastinating what to do about it. You're also being like your inner critic, or you're having an internal debate right now, like what to do about this. Let's not sit this out. You know you are going to regret it if you did. So let's take some massive action. I would like you to see a future of how it would be like if you actually did it and this thing worked out. It doesn't matter if you don't have the resources, you will find them. These resources could be time, money, connections. One of my favorite phrases said to me by one of my early mentors: a man with a dream will not be denied. A man with a dream will not be denied. A man with a dream will achieve great things. He will certainly not be denied. And if you currently feel very excited about this thing that's on your mind, only you know best what this is. That's your cue that you have to act upon it. And the first thing that you can do to act upon this is to drop a comment down below. It's like, hey, Hezekiah, this is what I thought about. You know what? I'm going to take action right now, today. It's going to be done. I don't know how, but it's going to be done. And you could even add on some reflections as to that. You know, these are my challenges, but you know what? I'm going to figure it out because I cannot pass this up, because I cannot pass up a future of me doing this, being this, having this, achieving this. Thank you for another great video. Watch this one over here.